We have to develop really an unshakable belief in ourselves. So let me tell you something. Your dreams, your vision, they should scare you. They should make your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind question, like, can I really achieve this? Can I do this? Who am I to think that I could do XYZ? I'm not that big. Like, it should make you doubt yourself. All those questions, right? That's the imposter syndrome. But here's the truth. Greatness lies just beyond your comfort zone. The vision that you hold in your heart, that burning desire to create something extraordinary, is there for a reason. It's calling you.
Welcome to the Share the Wealth Show, where minority professionals can learn to escape the racial wealth gap and catapult themselves into abundance. Your host, Nicole Pendergrass, grew her net worth from being negative to multiple six figures. Join her on her investigative mission to expose secret strategies of the wealthy so we can all have the tools needed to build the life and legacy we were created to possess. Now it's time for the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Share the Wealth Show. This is the show where we discuss strategies on how to grow, build, and protect minority wealth. And today I am actually coming to you solo, all by myself, because there are a few things that I want to touch on with you, and I want to just share the process of what I'm going through. And I figured if I'm having some of these types of blocks, other people might be experiencing same kind of blocks in their journey and their thought process. So why not just share what I'm going through? This is Share the Wealth, right? And hopefully it will help you get some clarity in what you're doing or in how to figure out what you need to do. But first, if this show in general has given you any kind of value, please, if you watch us on YouTube, go to YouTube. Even if you don't watch us on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and then go and give us a like and a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So, or wherever you listen to, but those are the two main platforms that really can help propel the show to reach new audience and reach new people who are looking for the kind of information that we share here. Okay, so let's get down to business. For my birthday, which is about a month ago, I was really intentional about making space to do some vivid visioning for my business and for myself personally. And this whole thing was inspired by the book Vivid Vision, a remarkable tool for aligning business around a shared vision of the future, but you can use it for personal as well, by Cameron Herold. So if you haven't read the book, I really highly recommend it. But today, I want to discuss how crafting a vivid vision can transform your life and really propel your personal and business growth to new heights. So what's even a vivid vision? What is that? And I know a lot of you have probably heard the term before, but I'm going to delve a little bit more. So short of reading the book, here are some key tips or key insights as to what a vivid vision is. So a vivid vision goes beyond traditional goal setting. It's not just writing down your goals like New Year's resolutions. This really enables you to create a crystal clear, detailed description of your desired future state. And you do this by painting a vivid picture of what success looks like for you personally and or with your business. It really encapsulates your aspirations, your values, the impact you want to make in the world. And painting the picture in your mind is really what helps you see it happening. And when you start to see it, then you believe it. And then you start to believe it, you start to feel the emotions of what being in that desired future state is like. The emotion of that state, and that is what draws the thing that you desire to you. That is one of the main secrets behind the law of attraction. It's not just saying affirmations, it's the emotion tied to the visualization, right? I think having a vivid vision really is essential for personal and for business growth for several reasons. First, it provides clarity and direction. By clearly envisioning your desired future, you really can align your actions, decisions, and resources towards achieving it. So it serves like a compass, like your North Star, that's a guiding light and guiding your journey to make sure you stay focused on what really matters. Secondly, a vivid vision can fuel motivation and inspiration. When you have that picture, like that painting in your head of where you're headed, then it really ignites a passion and enthusiasm and a sense of purpose that makes you know that this is bigger than you. This is bigger than just who you are. It's the impact that you can create, just takes things to another level. So it really becomes a sense of energy that drives you forward even during challenging times. So if you are experiencing pushback or you have roadblocks and things and the steam is, the gas is getting out, you're tired, it's just like consistent movement and trying to make things happen and things are not going the way you want it to go. The thing that is going to push you forward is that vivid picture, right? And that sense of purpose that's behind it. That's the fuel. It's basically the same as, I know you've heard what your why is and define your why. So this is part of that why, but you have to visualize it. So your whys might be different for different things in your life and different objectives that you want to achieve, but the vivid vision is a why in and of itself. Lastly, I think a vivid vision fosters alignment and collaboration. It serves as a powerful tool for communication, and you're supposed to share your aspirations with others, whether it's your team, your partners, or it could be potential future collaborators. Anybody you talk to can be a future collaborator. So look, there is this I don't know what to call it, a dogma. There's kind of like this thing going on out there where you hear people say, don't tell anybody, and like, especially in the hustle culture, don't tell anybody your goals, don't tell anybody what you're doing, don't tell anybody your dreams, just shut up, just do it, keep it to yourself, do all the things. And then when you rise up from the grind, then you'll have all these things in place and you did XYZ. And then people are going to be asking you, how did you do it? No, I think there's a problem with that. So the problem to me is the people who say that have two things wrong. Either one, they are telling the wrong people. They are not telling growth oriented, growth minded, aspirational people who have a purpose, people who have some type of drive. They're not telling the right people what their goals are, right? And then the second problem is, even if they are telling the right people and some of the wrong, limited mindset people hear it and want to give their input, the people who have subscribed to that culture of grind and don't tell anybody, they have not perfected putting their blinders on. The drive that we were talking about is not strong enough to let them keep going through the negative comments that other people may have for them. So if you think about it, those negative comments and the naysayers, those are roadblocks. And unless your drive is strong enough, unless you have enough gas in the tank, you're going to let those comments derail you. So you need to make sure that you're strong enough in your vision and in your purpose that, one, when you are telling other people, you're not getting negative feedback because you're telling the right people. And two, if you do get negative feedback, that you just shut that out and don't even listen to it. Because one of the biggest things with a vivid vision is you have to share it. You have to share it with like everybody, because guess what's going to happen? When you start sharing your purpose, then people will start being drawn to you. And so the vivid vision, another thing, I'm actually should be getting into this in a second, but I want to talk about it now since I'm on this train of thought. A vivid vision should be strong enough to either repel people or attract them like a moth to a flame. And if your vivid vision is not that polarizing, then it's not the right vision. right? And so the people who are attracted like a moth to a flame are going to be the ones who will hear that vision and know the resources and the people that you need in place to help you achieve it, right? So how can anybody come and help? You can't do everything by yourself, right? This is teamwork. Success is a teamwork. How can anyone help if you don't tell anyone what you're doing? Because you think in hustle mode culture, you're supposed to just keep all the secrets, all the gems to yourself and not share it. In any case, I could go on about that forever. So anyway, now we talked about why a vivid vision is important and how powerful it is, but how do you actually make one?
Listen, I know you've been digging in, studying everything you can, listening to all the podcasts, reading all the books, even going to meetups. You basically have a degree from YouTube University, right? But you still feel stuck. You don't know how to actually implement what you've learned. You're nervous about taking the next step. So I've decided to start the Microfamily Investing Accelerator. This is a mentorship program where I personally guide you through my 5 proprietary pillars so you can learn how to buy your first commercial multifamily property and scale while not biting off more than you can chew by focusing on 5 to 20 units. That's what I call microfamily. And so you can also get hands-on guidance from an experienced microfamily investor who's been right where you are. And so you can also create the cash flow needed to give you freedom and options to build the abundant life that you were destined to live. So I'll be limiting the first cohort because they'll have direct access to me and I will be heavily invested in their success. If you're ready to grab 2023 by the horns, schedule a free discovery call with me today. The link is in the show notes. And now let's get back to the show.
So crafting a vivid vision is really a thoughtful process. It's really different than just listing a set of goals, like I mentioned earlier. So short of reading the book, which I still actually encourage you to do, here's a 5-step summary of the process to help get you started in creating your own vivid vision. So 1, reflect on your core values. This is starting by identifying what's deep in core to you and the principles that guide your life and or business, right? What are your pillars? What are your non-negotiables? These values will form the foundation of your vivid vision. 2, envision your ideal future state. Imagine where you want to be in 3 to 5 years or even further down the road. But I think 3 years to 5 years is a more not realistic, but it's easier for us to see that. Like it's very hard to know where we're going to be in 10 years, right? And of course, in the path to 10 years, so many things change and goals change and visions change that you end up someplace different anyway. So I like 3 to 5 year goals. 10 years is too far for me. 10 years is too far for a lot of people, but envision what that looks like in 3 to 5 years. Think about all the aspects of your life or business, including achievements, impact that you want to make, the culture around you, the experience that you desire to go through. And then 3, get detailed and specific. Paint the vivid picture like we talked about in very specific details, such as the people that you work with, the clients that you serve, the accomplishments that you celebrate, the environment that you kind of thrive in. Where is your good vibes only space, right? 4, make it emotional. I discussed this as well. The emotion has to be tied into it or it's not going to work. You have to believe it so strongly. So infuse your vivid vision with emotion and passion. Connect with the feelings associated with achieving your goals and let that connection fuel your drive. Then 5, share and iterate. So this is what I've been talking about this whole time in my rant earlier, but you need to communicate your vision with others. Seek their input for people who have done what you want to do or are in alignment with your vision, not with, Uncle Joe or Sally Mae on the corner or whoever else you're talking to, right? But refine it over time. Like, so this, when you do your vivid vision the first time, it's really like a rough draft and it has to get honed in and tweaked, right? But that allows the vivid vision to evolve and progress as you gain new insights. So before you start taking time and scheduling time out to start creating a vivid vision, it's highly, highly, highly recommended to do two things, right? So one, you have to change your scenery. This is not go in your bedroom or your living room or your workspace, wherever you always are. If that's the only place and the only time you can set out, then yeah, I'd rather that than nothing. But it's highly recommended to go somewhere. And it doesn't have to be far away. You don't have to go on vacation. You don't have to get on a plane. Like, you can go an hour away. You can go to what I did. And actually, I was going to talk about this later, but I might as well talk about it now. Hey, what I did is I went to a hotel. I live in the Bronx, and I went to a hotel in Manhattan, a very nicely decorated, kind of vibrant, my kind of vibe hotel. And it has a very like living room, workplace, co-working space type of lobby. And that's where I sat and I was able to do my vision because I was in a new environment. So normally, like, nature or will be a great option for a lot of people if you can go to a cabin for a night or just take a walk and sit on a bench by like the river and by the trees and wherever else. But whatever environment makes you feel calm and connected, that's where you need to find, especially if you're in an environment like me, where my household is always noisy and I can't do any kind of thinking there. So I had to step away. So if you live by yourself, you still should step away. You need a change of scenery, something to inspire you. Right. The second thing is you got to be by yourself. You can't take the husband, can't take the kids, can't take your friends. Like, that is going to distract from you having solitude needed and quiet space needed to think clearly and to really be deeply connected and to envision and to daydream. All of that is necessary. You can't do that having conversations or people are interrupting you because they ask you a question or say, are you hungry? You want to go out to eat? No, I don't want to do anything. I want to do it on my time. And you have to coordinate too much with other people when someone else is around. So change your scenery, be by yourself. That's crucial. So anyway, but yeah, when I went to the hotel, it was fabulous. Like, I sat in that lobby. It was so cute and quirky with the decor, something that I would do in, my house. I had brought all my journals with me. I had multiple journals because sometimes I lose one and I end up going and finding another one and starting in that, and I got the other one back. So I just brought all of them. I read through them to like give me a framework and kind of let me be grateful for where I had come from and see what I had written about in the past. And then that helped fuel with some of my previous wants and desires and my vivid visioning. And a lot of the things that I wanted was still kind of, I saw them consistently in the thread of my journaling, right? So you'll be surprised when you go back, if you ever do journal, to find that there a lot of time that common thread is weaved through. If you don't know what your vivid vision should be, there's a thread there that is weaved through all of your previous, like the things that you've tried to do and accomplish and your ventures, anything that you've done and your thought process, there's commonality there. And sometimes you're just fighting it, and you need to make sure that you let that take over and take control and give that space to really feel it out and think about it. And don't just push it to the side because for some whatever reason you think that it's unreasonable or it's not a smart move or whatever. There's something there inside that's making you still want to do whatever that thing is, whatever that common thread is. So anyway, this is also where you can get a hiccup in your experience going through this process. And this has happened to me. And it's something that is a continuous improvement process, right? I still fight with it all the time. But in any case, so let's go. In doing a vivid vision, you're supposed to dream big, right? This is uninhibited, just dreaming. What we tend to do is base our future dreams on what we think we can accomplish based on things we already know how to do now. We want to we want to dream, but then we want to outline the steps of how to get there. But stop, don't do that. You don't know how to do the things to get where your vision is leading you to, or else you would have already done it. You don't know, you don't have the how. That is not what creating a vivid vision is about. It's not about the how. You are not yet the person you need to be in order to know how to do the how, but you will develop into that person along the journey. God gives you the vision, right? He doesn't just give you the vision for the heck of it. Like, he's giving it to you because it's yours and you're supposed to be able to do that, even if you don't know how, right? He gives you the vision. And then once you share it, he brings you the people that can help you develop and execute the plan, like I was mentioning earlier. That he will give you the people who know how to do the how. You don't have to know how to do it. You just have the vision, and you have to be able to coordinate the other people and the pieces that are going to make that vision become a reality. Right. So that's actually another good book that you should look at is Who Not How by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. So that's all about letting go of the how. Sometimes our visions are bigger, and whatever we want to do, we get inhibited and we stop ourselves because we think we need to know how to do it. But we will grow and develop as we see that process unfolding, but we can still get things done without knowing the how. There's plenty of people out there who know how to do it, whatever it is, right? The other problem is not just inhibiting ourselves because of we don't know how to do it, but the other problem is once you start dreaming big, you start dreaming too big, your subconscious is a sneaky little bum. It starts to sneak in with self-doubt, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, being realistic, scaling back your dreams so you can be realistic. It does this as a self-defense mechanism designed to keep you safe and comfortable. Anything new and different, even if it's positive, makes us stretch outside of our comfort zone. And that comfort zone is our area of safety. All growth is uncomfortable. All growth. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Positive growth is uncomfortable, right? But that's how everyone always says the analogy with your muscles in the gym, lifting the weights to stretch it out and, stress it so it can grow, blah, blah, blah. You already know that analogy. But it's literally the same thing. That's the only way that you can grow is to get uncomfortable. And even if it's positive, that's going to happen. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. It's uncomfortable because it's unknown until you start doing it. Once you start doing it, then it becomes a little bit more familiar. Then you do it again, and it's a little bit more familiar. And you just keep doing that until it's so familiar that that new unknown is now your known, and that's your new comfort zone. And now you've grown and you've developed into the person who can do this thing. Now it's time to grow again. So if you are about being growth-minded, you have to be okay with being uncomfortable all of the time. That's really hard to accept. That's really hard to say, all right, I'm just going to be uncomfortable for the rest of my life. Maybe at what point do you decide, okay, this is enough and I am comfortable now and I don't need to grow anymore? Well, only you can answer that. And everybody is different. I don't even know what point that is for me. And I'm sure there'll be some point where I feel like that I can't say that I would say I've grown enough. I don't think that would be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. That is something that is for future state me to know when I get there to that point. But I think I'll always be wanting to give impact in some way, right? So in any way, we end up unknowingly sabotaging our vision because we want to stay safe. We don't even know our subconscious is doing this. right? So we sabotage our vision to feel safe and stay in our comfort zone. And we'll be safe, all right, but we'll be safe and stagnant. And stagnancy leads to mediocrity. And mediocrity is my staunch adversary. I fight against that joint every day, every day. I do not want to be ordinary. I do not want to be ordinary. I do not want to be mediocre. I know that I was designed for more in life, and I know you were designed for more in life. I know you know that too. You're listening to this podcast, and this podcast is all about pushing you outside of your comfort zone and making you think different and exposing you to different strategies that you maybe never even heard of before or knew was possible. Right? I'm trying to open up everyone's minds and eyes to see the possibilities out there, but to take advantage of them, you got to get a little bit uncomfortable. And so I know that you also are looking to fight against mediocrity. What that leads to is that we have to develop really an unshakable belief in ourselves. So let me tell you something. Your dreams, your vision, they should scare you. They should make your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind question, like, can I really achieve this? Can I do this? Who am I to think that I could do XYZ? I'm not that big. Like, it should make you doubt yourself. All those questions, right? That's the imposter syndrome. But here's the truth. Greatness lies just beyond your comfort zone. The vision that you hold in your heart, that burning desire to create something extraordinary, is there for a reason. It's calling you. It's calling you to rise above mediocrity, to tap into your untapped potential and leave a lasting impact on the world. So what do you want to do? Who do you want to impact? What mark do you want to leave? What legacy is yours? It's waiting there for you to claim it. You just got to be okay with feeling a little yucky for a little while. But as I said before, oftentimes we unknowingly self-sabotage. We shrink back from our dreams because of fear and because of doubt and uncertainty, and definitely because of imposter syndrome. Worrying about the how again allows the limiting beliefs to cloud our judgment in our minds. And we also let the opinions of others hold us back. That's why it's so important to keep those blinders on and to have that vision so strong that it drives you past the naysayers. Because you don't want to start questioning your own abilities and what you know that you can do. But okay, let me ask you this. What if just for a moment, you silenced those doubts and fears? What if you fully embraced the power of belief in yourself? What if you dare to dream big and trust that God and the universe will align to support your vision? When you believe in yourself, you unleash a force that propels you forward, regardless of the challenges that may come. And it gives you courage to take bold action and persist even in the face of adversity. So, how do you cultivate this unshakable belief in yourself, right? I'm not saying that it's easy, but it is definitely doable. So I think there's two real mediums. One, there's internal and external forces to help you with this. So starting with the mental and the internal, it's a mindset shift, right? You have to start really believing it, and that's where the visualization comes from. You can do the affirmations. You can affirm to yourself daily that you are capable, that you're worthy, and you're deserving of success. Now that is a whole other, I've talked about this with, my book club and other people before. But affirmations that is a whole other topic that we could talk forever about. So I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole right now. But if you have to tweak affirmations so that you know that they're true and they don't feel like a bold-faced lie, because some affirmations, let me be honest, like I am a millionaire. When your subconscious knows your bank account don't say millionaire, who you talking to? You ain't talking to me. Because you are not a millionaire. I know it's in your bank account. So you can't lie to yourself, right? But you have to be able to start to change your perception of yourself and maybe word affirmations in a way that make it acceptable to your subconscious and to yourself, and then slowly start to build upon that. But anyway, whole other show. So that's internal forces. External forces is surrounding yourself with positive influences and positive people. So books, podcasts, people who uplift and inspire you. You have to get in the right groups of people you can develop relationships with and that are traveling like on that same journey and a similar path as you, because they can encourage you when your subconscious starts to sneak in and try to keep you safe. The right group can save you from safety. Think about that. The right people, they can save you from yourself, save you from your own safety. In any case, so now that's it. That's the vivid vision. That's why it's so important and so powerful. It's how to create one and kind of how to get that belief in yourself so that your vivid vision is believable and you can actually achieve it and still have the strength to push through obstacles and get it done. But I actually, like I said, I did a vivid vision in about a month ago, and I'm going to share it with you guys because that's part of my accountability. And I told you, you have to share it, right? Who am I? I'm all about transparency. Who am I to tell you that you have to share it? You know, I went to a hotel to do some visioning and then I don't share it with you. So I have to share it with you. It is not, like I said, it's also a process. This is high level, what I have so far. So I'm going to give you the high level, and I would love feedback on it. If anyone has ideas, I know I'm talking to the right people. If you want to share ideas, if you have any resources you think will be helpful in my vision, that would be so much appreciated. But anyway, so high level, my business is going to evolve. Like right now, I don't know, most of you guys will know that my business is Noirvest Holdings. That is a real estate investment company that is really focused on creating equitable investments for and access to opportunities for people who are traditionally underserved and underprivileged and don't have access to some of these wealth building tools. And that's where stemmed the podcast that you're listening to now. It's all kind of, that's my common thread, right? So Noirvest Holding will have 3 arms, long-term vision. The first arm will still be the holdings company, where we will be buying small multifamily buildings, and that will grow and develop into other asset types over time. So Noirvest Holdings, there will be Noirvest Academy. That is going to house the podcast that you're listening to now. And that's also going to house my my mentorship program that launched a few months ago, and is also going to launch future in-person events and any other type of educational material that I'm constantly trying to put out there and help people, just be exposed to new information. So all of those education-oriented initiatives will be in the academy. And then down the road, I don't know how much further long ago, because this is one of those things I do not know how to do, and I will not worry about that right now. I know I will be sent or surrounded with the people who know how to do the thing and are in alignment with the vision and want to be involved. But we will have Noirvest Capital, which will be our debt and equity arm. So my vision for that is having some type of fund that can increase access to investment opportunities to people who maybe don't have 50,000 saved or 100,000 saved, but they want to invest in something. They just want to get started and start learning the lingo, like learning what it's all about. So maybe there's something I can do to cross over the academy with the capital to give learning opportunities to people who are investing in the fund. So that's one thing that I'm putting out there. And also with holdings, I don't know, I've thought about it, if holdings will also be semi like a brokerage, where any properties that we can buy and redevelop or rehab and reposition, and then have those as first dibs to people who are either in the academy or in capital. Anyway, they would all kind of be serving each other, the three arms, and helping anybody who's involved in our ecosystem be able to level up and get involved with their first, not first or next multifamily properties. So that's the big picture. I'm still, like I said, honing down on it. It's scary. I don't know how to do any of that. I know how to do some of it. Some of it I've started, but I know how to do it at a certain level. I don't know how to do it at the level that I'm envisioning that this could be, right? But in any case, I'm hoping saying this out loud is some accountability from you guys to me. Please don't be scared to call me out. If you ever see me, you can message me, whatever. I need that. I need that fire. So even the one thing I want to end up with is, since that vision came to me and I was thinking about what that would look like, the next week I started getting on, like, anybody I was meeting and getting on phone calls with, they all fit into different pieces of the vision. And I hadn't even told them it. And so that's where I'm saying share it. Well, you can share it, but even just going through the process before you even get to share it, people will start lining up that you wouldn't have realized that that person fit into what you would need, because you didn't take the time to sit and think about what you need, right? Like, if you don't know, you and I would have met those people and just been like, oh, this is a great connection, but I wouldn't have known where they fit in the whole pie and where they fit into my life and my future and in the ecosystem that I'm trying to create. So many people. I haven't talked to all of them yet, so they don't know that they're part of this plan as of yet, but we will see. And I'll keep that there in my back pocket and as I'm moving along and developing this plan. But anyway, in that vein, I'm going to start focusing on growing the arms that I already have in play and have already started. So that's our holdings company and the academy. The holdings, I'm currently looking at new markets to expand into, and it'll probably be in the Southeast, and I'll be starting a direct to seller campaign for smaller 10 to 15 unit microfamily buildings. I'm mainly just going to joint venture. I don't think I'm going to do syndications and raise capital in my upcoming season. I'm going to focus on joint venturing smaller properties and turning those over. Also looking at a 30 plus pad, or more, looking for 30 plus pad mobile home parks in the Midwest. So if you have any resources for that, you can send my way, because I already have a partner out there who we've been working diligently at trying to find the right opportunity. So that's for the holdings company. And then for the academy, for Noir Vest Academy, I'm so excited about Noir Vest Academy, but I'm going to be focusing on developing my mentorship program even further and really building it out. I already have a great lineup of like experts and people who are really doing the thing, and like, they're just so experienced, and I can't wait to learn from them myself. And I have people lined up to come and talk to the members, and going through the process and all the modules that we're going through, and it's been getting such great feedback so far, and I'm just so grateful and so excited. That was a really tough one for me to get started, because I had to develop that belief in myself, that anybody would want to join a program that I started, because I don't know, I'm me. And you always, are your own worst enemy. You're harder on yourself than anybody else, all of that stuff. So I had to build that up, have the conversations, but we have a really good, strong group to start with. And I'm so excited about where that's going to go and how we keep growing and developing the program even further, because I want to bring all the resources, like anything that I can get my hands on that will help my members like really grow and develop and get their first small micro family building. I'm putting it all out there. Like, I don't hold back any questions, any resources they need, anything that they are telling me. I am putting it all on the plate. But in any case, so for me to focus, this is the big announcement I mentioned at the very beginning. For me to focus on these arms of my vivid vision and growing out my holdings, starting that process of getting sellers and trying to get sellers to talk to us for opportunities, growing out my academy, and growing the podcast, because that's a big part of the academy as well. We will be working behind the scenes to grow the podcast too. But to do that, we're going to be taking a little break. It's bittersweet. But as we're working on growing the podcast behind the scenes, as I'm working on growing the mentorship program, as I'm working on growing my holdings, I needed to have some more time and space to focus on those things. And so we'll take a short break. It won't be forever, maybe a couple of months. So watch out for us. We will be back. We will still be, don't, this is the other thing, last thing, don't go away, right? We are still going to be releasing content. We're going to be releasing older episodes from our archives so that you guys can still get the information, that because there's so much juicy information in our past episodes. So we will still be releasing that. We are working on partnerships with other podcast platforms. So hopefully, I'm not sure, and nothing is in stone yet, but hopefully we'll be releasing some podcasts from some episodes from some other podcasts that are in close alignment with the mission and goals that Share the Wealth Show has, so that we can expose you to even more information, and hopefully it'll be a new podcast that you can subscribe to and get even more value from as well. And then I think that's it. That is it. We will be taking a short break, but we will still be here. We will still be active. So don't go away. If, like I say before, if this show has been of value to you, if you support our initiative and our missions, there's a couple of things that you can do to help us in this transition, and until we come back in a couple of months with new content for you guys. So one, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that. Go over there now. Even if you don't watch the YouTube channel, just go subscribe, right? Then two, leave a review on Apple Podcasts and give us a rating. Give us an honest rating. I want to ask for 5 stars. I really do, because I know you're going to give me 5 stars. I know you think this podcast is great, but give us an honest review and an honest rating, right? If there's place for improvement, I want to hear that. And then 3, share. This is Share the Wealth Show. Share this show with a friend, someone who is not exposed to us yet, someone who you know would love our content and is looking for the type of information that we share and that we put out. So yeah, friends, that is all that I have for you today. It's super bittersweet. I'm excited, so excited, but I do miss, like, I'll still actually be recording. I can't lie. I'll be recording. It just won't be released until a couple of months, so that I can have assistance and help with doing the other focuses that I need to get some systems and everything in place over the next couple of months. So things are running like a well-oiled machine. And then we will be back, I want to say, in August-ish. So just watch out for new content. You'll see all the posts that I have on social media. I will be announcing our return, but this is my announcement of our small break for the season. I guess we've had a really long season, a 1-year season. We just hit the 1-year mark earlier this month. So we have officially, I didn't even celebrate the 1 year. What is wrong with me? I tell you guys about celebrating small wins all the time, and I did not celebrate the 1 year. You know what? I'm going to have to go do that retroactively. But in any case, temporary break. I'm still around. If you want to reach out to me at all, you know where to find me. All my contact information is always in all of the show notes for every single episode. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You can email me, Nicole@noirvestholdings.com. And if you can't spell that, it's in the show notes. And anyway, until we're back again, don't forget to share the wealth.
Did you love this episode of Share the Wealth Show? Be sure to connect with Nicole by following her on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. If you picked up any of the gems that were dropped by today's guest, make sure you not only put them in your bag, but if you know of someone who would benefit from this information, don't keep it to yourself. Share the wealth and make sure to leave us a rating and review. We'll see you for next week's episode. Subscribe so you'll be notified.